up, guys, and welcome to another episode of Park Sharks. I'm here with Cedric. Tell us where we're at.
We're at Northport Skate Park in Northport, Florida.
This park is pretty sick. Fun fact, it's been here since about 2001, and it's about an hour and a half south of Tampa. Let's check it out. So basically the park's broken down into three sections. There's the concrete section, which has two sections, the bowl section and then the street section. And then off to the side, which is something we normally don't see, there's like a prefab smaller section by Woodward. That's like a good, it's either good for beginners or it's good for like warming up before you hit the bigger stuff. So that was the first thing that we did, is we hit that spot up and just got warmed up and messed around for a little bit. So it was a blast.
In my own opinion, I wish it was a little bit more widened and everything had a little bit more space so you can move around the park freely, but for the size that it is and the things that are in there are pretty good. The banks are definitely where it's like, where everything goes down. It's the best part about it.
Oh, I'm so stiff!
That was pretty cool that they had that there. But man, like, you skate that smaller section, you're like, I don't want to just skate this, I want to skate the big stuff. Now that we've seen what this side has to offer, let's dig into what we really came here for, the big section. It's interesting because when I looked up this park on Google Maps, it looked pretty small and like the transition seemed pretty mellow, and I was like, dang, this could be pretty cool. And we got here and I wouldn't say it's like huge, but it's big. Like, it's not like kiddie stuff. So it was a challenge, but it was a lot of fun. Like, I had a blast out here.
My first impression when I came out here was amazement, actually, because it's a lot different and it actually puts me out of my element, especially in terms of skating transition and actually having a little bit more confidence in what I do and how I like navigate through everything.
It's mainly transition here. I'd say probably like 75% of this whole park is transition and banks. All the transition here is built really, really well. It probably is a little bit better for BMXers because everything's just a little bit bigger than what you would normally see at a skate park. The hip is really big. I was struggling with that, man. Because normally like hips are my favorite thing to skate. I really was just struggling with speed, man. There's a big step up here. It's probably like 4 or 5 feet wide, and you really, really have to haul like to get up it. Like, just getting like the first ollie up it was a struggle because there's this little bump, but the bump usually is good to get more speed, but it has a flat on the bump, so it was kind of like not very smooth. It kind of jolts you a little bit, but once I got used to that, I was able to get more speed and actually got a couple tricks on it. So the bowl section was pretty cool. That's probably my favorite section because the shallow end is really mellow, and that's good for me because I can actually do a lot of stuff and kind of like treat it like a mini ramp.
Yeah, my favorite thing about the park is the quarter pipes, where you can just basically haul ass and just do really big flyouts. And ever since I learned how to do flyouts, it's just been the best thing ever.
This is a really big park, but it does have its problems. And I only have a few complaints about it. Number one, it's actually not extremely skater friendly. Here, everything was a little bit more sizable than I'm used to, most skaters might be used to, which I think is why you don't see a lot of skaters out here, actually. I've been here 3 times, and every time I come out here, there's only like 1 or 2 skaters, and they're usually like newcomers that you can tell like haven't really been skating for very long. And it's mostly like BMXers and scooter riders. And this is definitely a great park for BMXers because most of the ramps are pretty high, and that's good for BMX because they can just launch out and it gives them plenty of room to maneuver. And for a skater, like, you feel like you're just going so slow in between all the obstacles because they're either really spread apart or they're just really like high. So one of the problems that I had maneuvering through the park was mainly just like maintaining good speed. But some dudes like can rip it for sure, but there weren't any skaters out here that were really ripping it, which would have been awesome to see. But it is what it is. The only other complaint that I would have is the concrete is like rough, sandpapery. It's kind of like normal, cheap sidewalk texture. It's free, you just walk through the gate, you don't have to sign a waiver, you don't have to wear a helmet. So all that's like extremely ideal. They have lights here.
The lights at this park are literally the best that I've ever skated at.
There's a nice little seating area. There's a water fountain, there's restrooms, pretty much everything that you really need facility-wise at a skate park.
First time that I came out here, I myself initially was a little bit nervous because I'm just kind of naturally a shy person. I don't talk to that many people, but getting to mingle with like locals from another area, and with each trip that I take with my group of friends, I've learned to just like hang back and just have good times with people that are here and share laughs, funny moments, and everything else. You know, it's the best thing. If I could recommend this park to anyone, I definitely say someone that has a heavy background in transition skating and someone that is all about the gnar and that's just ready to send it.
So I would definitely recommend the skate park for BMXers and scooters, for sure. It's got a lot of, it's got tons of different obstacles. It's big, like there's plenty to do out here. But for skaters, you will probably have a little bit more of a struggle if you're used to smaller stuff, or if you're the type of skater that doesn't skate very fast naturally. Like you'll have to force yourself to skate really fast. I still had fun. It's fun. Like I pushed myself to skate obstacles that I don't normally skate. So it's not like the park isn't fun. It's extremely fun. It's just you might be frustrated if you don't typically skate bigger stuff or you don't typically skate really fast, because this is built for people who like to go really fast.
If you're, like I said, if you're well-rounded with transition skating and feel comfortable on bigger types of ramps, and then by all means, this park is definitely the place for anyone that loves to try.
I hope you guys enjoyed this episode of Park Sharks. Let's check out what is coming up next. Today, we are in Enterprise, Alabama.